What's up, duckies?
What's up, duckies?
All right, this episode, we're going to explain to you why not all mothers deserve gifts on Mother's Day.
Oh my God.
I think we can agree this.
The story we heard about, yeah, this is definitely one of those scenarios.
I actually found this article on, I think it was the New Yorker.
Yeah, New York Magazine.
New York Magazine. I always get those magazines.
Yeah, right?
Wait, hold on. Sorry, we're so excited about this episode, we haven't even introed the show. So if you're new here, thank you for joining us. You are listening to Bubble Bath Stories, your favorite 15-minute podcast.
I'm Manny Oso.
I'm Nikki Trends, and if you are always with us, welcome back, sexy. Anyway, okay, so the New Yorker.
Yeah, so New York Magazine.
New York Magazine. I just did it again. Okay.
I get confused too.
New York Magazine did this article. I read it. Actually, I listened to it. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I immediately had to share it with you. That's how fucking twisted it was.
So I don't know how familiar you guys are with cyberbullying. Big thing, huge thing right now, right? Terrible when kids are using this tool made for communication to, make each other's lives worse and worse. High school's already tough.
Oh, well, middle school's
school's already tough. To have to add in cyberbullying, that's terrible, right?
Yeah.
Imagine when it's your parent. So that's the thing that came up on this story we found.
Okay, so let's just jump right to it. Here are the players in this story, because there's a lot of names, so we're going to try and keep it straight. Ashley Licari and Owen McKenney, 8th graders during this time, and they developed a little middle school relationship.
8th grade, you're probably about 13, 14?
Yes. Ashley's mother, her name is Kendra Licari. Owen's mother's name is Jill McKenney.
Yeah.
This is all taking place in 2022, so it's relatively new. And this is happening in central Michigan. Okay, so basically the article talks about how this small town, Beale City, I believe that's what it's called, is a really small town, and people who live there have been there for a really long time, so everybody has really close relationships.
It's like a small town feel. Everybody knows each other.
Right. Kendra was an outsider. She lived 2 hours away. She married somebody who was local there. However, he wasn't part of the in crowd, so she did everything in her power to be a part of that. She's described as this mom that's like, she's not a regular mom. She's a cool mom.
Oh, yeah.
But when you listen to the story, she's actually kind of cringe. Like, I think she wants to be the high school student.
Yeah, definitely. She wants to be one of the kids.
Definitely. So it turns out at some point, the kids decide they don't really want to go out with each other anymore. And it's like this explosion happens. But before they even decide they don't want to go out with each other anymore, they were getting bombarded with these text messages.
Yeah.
Both of them in 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So did you see what some of the texts were?
Yeah, no, they were pretty bad. But bad in the sense of like bad, felt made up. Like if I got texts like that, I would have been like, who talks like this? They were like, oh, you only made 2 fucking points. You're such a loser. Or things like, Owen only wants to sleep with me, so he's choosing to sleep with me tonight.
Mind you, 8th graders.
Yeah, 8th graders.
These are 8th graders.
Or like, you're such a fucking ugly girl. Like weird, like it's mean stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like not like anybody would actually speak.
Well,
and they even said that. Some of the comments that the kids were saying, they're like, sometimes it felt really weird, like made up, almost like they had to like adjust their speaking.
Well, in my mind, we've been out of high school for so long.
Yeah.
But when I think about how we spoke in high school, I'm like, oh, this feels on par. But yes, it was like the transition of like how extreme the text got was.
Yeah. But they were mean. They were
so cringe. Yeah. They're 8th graders. These kids are 8th graders. Owen's getting them. This girl's getting them. Finally, the parents are like, we've had enough. Yeah. Right? They go. They meet the principal. We go, they're like, the principal is basically saying that each teacher makes up their own rules regarding cell phones, and like, can you change the kids' numbers, and can you do this, and can we and there just seemed to be no solution to the problem, because it turns out it wasn't just one phone number. There was like a couple phone numbers in play.
It was coming from a burner phone when they tried to investigate it at first.
Yeah, so Kendra, she wasn't just running one lie. She was running a whole nother lie. So she's telling her husband, who's a regular town guy, works at a mechanic shop.
Worker.
He, would make jokes about how his wife is the breadwinner and all this other stuff. He had no idea what was going on. Kendra, on the other hand, was lying about her job statuses. She actually lost a job because she was fucking texting. She was texting children, harassing things.
So I guess originally she worked with the university. Lost her job with that, but told her family she got a different job
with more money
as a mobile expert.
Oh yeah, in IT.
I when I read that part, I thought like, wait a second, what kind of a story did you spin there? I got a job as an IT specialist. I was in HR. I got a job as an IT specialist as a mobile expert.
Well, I mean, it's a great cover, right? Because it explains why she has 2 phones at this point.
That's a great cover. Okay.
So, the text messages are still happening. At this point, the kids have decided Owen's broken up with Ashley. Mm-hmm. Ashley's like, this is just terrible. Like, she had no friends, like, because she couldn't trust anybody. So she grew extra close with her mom.
Yeah, because she did start kind of accusing people, too. Not accusing, but asking them if this is them. And people were like, no. They're like, what are you talking about? But even the students thought that it was weird. Because the students were like, who would be sending these kind of text messages?
Well, here's the thing. Kendra, whenever her daughter, Ashley, was having like a moment or was really sad, she would text these other kids, these twin girls that also went to school with her daughter, to like comfort her. Like, hey, Ashley's having a hard day. Can you go hang out with her? So which is like so weird for our mom to do that. Right? Because it's like I
go check in with.
Yeah, it's just bad form. But it also, Owen had more of a standing in the community because of who his parents were. Like, they were part of the in crowd, and it seemed like everybody isolated Ashley.
Yeah.
But more importantly, as the mothers were talking to the principal about this, they were also talking to each other. Like, they were heavily communicating with each other about like the messages and who they thought they were, and like talking to police and all that. What was interesting is that when asked if the kids felt like their lives were in danger in the sense of like them committing suicide or whatever, it seemed like Kendra low-key wanted that to happen so that she would reap the sympathy and she could seem like this like heroic mother because she's gonna be a vigilante for cyberbullying and all of that. It was kind of cringe.
Definitely, because they did mention a part where in one of the meetings, Lisa, right? No, Jill, the other mother.
Yeah.
Where they asked both of them if they think that their kids might harm themselves.
Yep.
And Jill was like, Kendra, yes, like answered for her. Like, yes, we think she will harm herself.
Yeah.
Yes, she definitely was sitting there like,
because Jill didn't think
about it.
Jill was like, Owen obviously seems sad or like, but wasn't worried about it. But like, Kendra almost wanted Ashley to be like, yes, I'm afraid.
It was crazy how they talked about how Owen's demeanor and lifestyle changed as far as the way he used to be happy-go-lucky. Like, you don't want to hear that about kids. Well, especially like 12, 13-year-olds.
Oh my God, of course. But not only that, but like the text messages were so specific to like what they were doing. If they felt like there was somebody watching them at all times.
It's like, how could this person know all this stuff?
Yeah.
And here's the thing that I thought was nuts as far as her covering herself, Kendra covering herself from all this. Because one, like you just pointed out, she told everybody she was a mobile expert. So anything that had to do with cell phones and extra phone numbers, that's covered. But two, because she got herself labeled as like a cool soccer mom, it makes sense that she has all the kids' phone numbers.
Yes, because it's a small town. It's a PTA lifestyle. Town.
So yeah, of course Kendra texted me. So what? Because like for soccer stuff and to check on my teammate.
Well, check this out, right? This is where it gets like fucked, right? So at some point during this investigation, they're able to somehow pinpoint where these messages are coming from. Mm-hmm. So lo and behold, they're trying to, I'm going to say frame. Maybe Jill wasn't trying to frame her, but Kendra definitely was trying to frame. This girl named Chloe, she was part of the community. Her parents were, I guess, like, I don't want to say the It family, but they were part of the popular crew, Chloe Wilson. And Chloe Wilson has a dad who's a police officer. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. So at some point, they're able to track the IP addresses. And it just so happens that these messages are coming from places where Chloe and her family would be. So when the messages came around a time when they went skiing, and it was like, the Wilsons went to this place and they were skiing during this time. The cover-ups. Chloe also plays basketball and scored 24 points. So one of the messages was like, that's why I scored 24 points and you didn't do it. You only scored 2, you fucking loser. Oh, well, Chloe, you scored 24 points during this time. So this woman was fucking going to these places that she knew this family would be at. In her car, sending text messages.
Just to cover herself.
Just to frame a child. She was going to frame a child for this.
Yeah. That is definitely the psychotic thing. To take the time out of your schedule to drive somewhere just so that the IP address pings at the right place.
I mean, it's kind of
that takes a lot of effort, bro.
So much. Why she didn't have so
much effort,
and that's why she ain't got no job, because she was too busy working her other full-time job, harassing and terrorizing children.
Like, hey, this is your job? Well, I don't get paid. It is my job.
It's more of a passion.
It's more of a
passion, a burning passion I have. Okay, so at some point, right, everybody's just like, this is crazy. They're still trying to figure it out. I mean, money is going into finding this person that is cyberbullying. Chloe's poor life.
We're going to get to the money.
Chloe's life was like turned upside down. She was not, responsible for any of this. She wasn't partaking in any of this. And yet her name was thrown around so bad that she literally threw her phone at Owen and was just like, look, I have nothing to hide. So I can't even imagine that, right? Like, she was one of the popular kids. She had all this going on for her, and literally she had to be dragged into an investigation for something as serious as cyberbullying. Poor Owen, he just went out with he picked the wrong family. This is why it's so important to really suss out a partner's.
These are reasons why people are like, I don't want my kid dating right now.
Yeah, exactly that, right? Because had he maybe dated another girl, he might have not experienced it. Anyway, we digress. But, he doesn't feel like he could trust anybody. And then you have Ashley, whose own mother's doing, like, Chloe and Owen will be okay. Ashley, on the other hand, has a whole fucking other Pandora's way that no one else could even possibly understand.
She couldn't really even finish high school normally, too, because she had to go through online classes.
She had to leave,
just to get away from eyes and from prying questions. Any friends that she has, they talked about it, that she asked them not to bring this stuff up. Because she doesn't want to talk about it, And it's ruined any kind of social life she has.
I mean, could you imagine? Like, they say in this town, it's like 50 kids for every grade or some shit. Yeah. Like, of course she had to leave. Now, let's talk about somebody else. Ashley's husband. I mean...
Kendra's husband.
Oh, yeah, Kendra's husband. My bad. Kendra's husband. Mr. Ashley's dad. Yeah, Ashley's
Mr.
dad.
Could
you... if you guys take anything away from this episode, it's me telling you this. Always know your person's finances.
Now we're talking about the money.
If you are married, you should definitely know about the finances. No one person should just be doing the finances. You both should be doing the finances.
Yeah, there was a part where they talked about this, how they asked why he didn't know anything, and that he make jokes about how he's not the breadwinner, that she's the one who takes care of everything, that it's up to her, all that stuff. He just like comes home and That's not acceptable.
Well, what's unacceptable is their home was foreclosed on.
How do you not know
they
that?
did it. She told her husband and her child that they had to leave because there was something wrong with the foundation of the house and they couldn't get it fixed, and we just had to move. When in fact, the house was foreclosed on because the checks that she was writing were bouncing. The landlord got pissed off.
There was another house that they owned that they had that was foreclosed as well. She told them that she sold it. Where's the money?
Oh,
where's the money?
You know what? I think that the first house was a foreclosure. And in the house that they had that she got arrested in, while she was awaiting trial, that's what it was. While she was awaiting trial, the landlord was like, you need to leave.
Yeah.
And she was trying to be like, no, please, but my family will be home. And they're like, I don't care. You need to go. And so they were kicked out. They were evicted.
Yeah, I think there was a...
You're right. The first house was...
I don't think it's right to just have one person put all that on. Like, if you're not aware at all of if your rent has been paid,
that's a problem.
At least that, man. At least that. Know that the rent has been paid.
Because, bro, let's think about the aftermath of this.
Because the bank doesn't care if you tell them like, oh, I wasn't in charge of that stuff. They don't care.
No, they truly don't. Okay, so let's wrap things up. Because we're all over the place. You guys are
like,
but what happened? So finally, the cops are taking them serious.
Finally, cops come in. Okay.
They're like, we are going to start investigating for real. But then there's these lingerings amongst the parents that are like, we think Kendra is up to this.
They're finally thinking that.
And they're like, no, it can't be. Some parents are like, that's terrible. Why would you even think that? Da, da, da. But parents were like, it's her. Yeah. It's her for real. So Chloe's dad, remember I told you he's a cop? Chloe's dad, although he wasn't a part of the investigation, nobody was going to try and bring down his baby girl. Mm-hmm. Okay? So once he heard the rumblings about Kendra, he started doing his own little work, and boom, they found out everything. It was that she hadn't worked at the university. Yeah. That she actually had this extra cell phone.
And I think it was the app that gave it away too, because she was using a burner app.
Yes, and they delete their stuff every two. Well, I didn't know this. They delete the data every 2 weeks. Yeah. So they didn't tell Kendra. I don't know if they told Kendra this, but they definitely told Jill. When a new message comes in, you need to let us know ASAP so that we can get all the information. And that's how she fucking got busted. Yeah. And the app. Yeah. And so then they finally get to the husband like, yo, where's your wife? And they're telling him everything that's happening. And he's like, she's got a third phone in the closet. So it wasn't two. She had 3 phones. He dimed her out. So once he finds out everything, he obviously divorces her, right? Kendra gets found out and she doesn't even put up a fight.
She doesn't, yeah.
She says that it was her the whole time and that she suffered. They're saying, I don't know how true this is. It's like a form of Munchausen.
Yeah, they've been doing research about this over the last 10 or 12 years now, especially with cyberbullying being so prevalent. But yeah, Munchausen by internet is what they're calling it now.
Which
is just another excuse.
Because she admitted sending the text, she claimed she was under stress and on dealing with these financial issues that she created, and that she pleaded guilty to 2 counts of cyber stalking and was sentenced to 19 months in prison. And she obviously, depression and childhood trauma, and these were all the factors. But she did go to jail. She didn't put up a fight. Yeah. But also imagine, in this small town, this girl, Ashley, this is all coming on her. And now, not only that, right? Her mother has, she's going to jail, whatever. Now everybody looks at Ashley like, you knew all about this.
Exactly. Yes. Like, how do you not suspect
that? How did you not know? How did you not know it was your mom, Ashley?
Like, if you heard that story living in the town and all you're hearing is, hey, you heard about that girl that was getting bullied? Yeah. Turns out it was her mom the whole time. It was her mom. Yeah, she found the cell phones in her closet. And, wait, her mom was texting her? She wasn't in on it? Well, that's the speculation around that she's got to live with.
Well, no. Well, here's what their people are holding against her.
Yeah.
Now remember, Ashley had no friends. Okay, she became introverted. She was like, I can't trust nobody. So who did she grow close to?
Owen's sister.
No, her mother.
Her mother. Oh, at the end. I thought you meant the only friend she had at the end.
No, during that. Oh my god!
At the time.
Let's do it again. And who did she have to get close to?
Her mother.
Exactly.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
Anyway, so people are like, you were talking to your mom the whole time, because she would be like in class and be like, oh, I'm just texting my mom, and then people are like, oh, you're just, and it's like, guys, she had no friends. Like, of course she was entrusting her mom like to be her confidant, and look what happened. Crazy. We're obviously gonna put up the link in the show notes so that you guys can read or listen to the article.
They made a Lifetime movie out of it.
They made Netflix supposedly is coming up with a documentary about this.
Yeah.
Kendra is a divorced woman. Her husband did divorce her, has full custody of Ashley.
I think the kids graduated already.
I don't think Ashley did.
Yeah.
I don't think they did yet. Maybe by the time this right now, 2025, maybe they did.
Yeah.
But Ashley doesn't have any communication with her mom. Mm-hmm. Thank God. Yeah. And Kendra's just like, just think about the kids and what they have to go through.
Yeah, if they ask her, that's the only comment she'll give.
Yeah. But low key, I think the Lifetime movie of it all and like all that, I'm sure she's loving it. But you did have an interesting point about like, does she get paid for the movies?
I do wonder that because, she was convicted of something. I don't know what the rules are with that, but yeah, like this is a whole story being set up. Like, does she get paid for that? Is she laughing at the end?
I get for her own like off of the back of
the
like,
kids,
her daughter's mental health.
The story has to do with those kids. Do they get paid for that?
I don't know.
Who's in charge of that stuff? I'd be pissed off.
We are also gonna have the link of the Lifetime trailer on our show notes as well.
What do you think about that? If you knew a mother like that?
No, I don't think like. Why would you, if you knew somebody was a mother like that, why would you continue to hang out with them? Like, that's the crazy part. Anyway, guys, we want to hear from you when you read this story. What did you think about it? What do you think about parents who do this to their kids? Yeah. Do you think Ashley was in on it?
What do you think about the whole concept of being the cool parent?
Oh, not just a regular parent.
Yeah.
But a cool parent. Yeah. If you guys want to know what we're up to, you can hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at Bubble Bath Stories.
You can find me at Got No Time For This on Instagram.
And you can find me at Nikki Trends on Instagram. And if you guys are looking to cop some official merchandise, you can head over to our website, bubblebathstories.co. And if you want to hit up our hotline, you're more than welcome to. You could call us at 347-878-1144 and let us know what you think about the article. We want to hear all about it.
Yeah, let us know.
Anyway, it's been real, but bye.
Bye.